Okay, now that I've drawn and colored my Sugar Plum Fairy
or Nutcracker,
you have two choices for the background. If you'd like, you can just leave the Sugar Plum Fairy drawing on the paper, and in the background you can draw some nice snowflakes. The way that we draw the snowflakes is we have three choices, maybe more if you can think of more. One way is I can draw a letter X, a plus sign like we use in math, and then little V's on the end. That is one way to draw a snowflake. Now remember, all snowflakes are different and unique. So another way that we can make a snowflake is by making the letter X, the symbol for adding, plus sign, and then some little circles on the end. Or a very simple way to make a snowflake is just by making a little dot. So that would be saying that snowflake is kind of far away. We can't see the details. This one, I just left it as an X and a plus sign, like that one. So you could fill up your background with those, or if you have watercolor paints at home and a paintbrush and some water, and this is important, watercolor paper, then you can make a background a different way, which I'll show you right now. So if you'd like to make it just using crayons or markers right on the paper, you don't have to watch this next step. If you'd like to make it using watercolor, take out your watercolor paper, which is a thicker type of paper than regular white paper. I tried it on my regular construction paper and it got really wrinkly and did not work. Now, I'm going to make those same X's and V's, X's and plus signs with my white crayon this time. So it's going to be hard to see on the paper because I'm using white crayon, so I just have to remember I'm making an X and a plus sign through it, and then you can do the V's on the end or circles, or you can just leave it, or you could do little circles. So the Sugar Plum Fairy is going to be around the middle of the paper, so I'm not going to do too much around here. I'm going to go more around the edge. X, plus sign, and then little V's on the ends. Okay, now you can't see the snowflakes that I drew, but they're there. I did them in white crayon. You could have also used oil pastel if you want, because both crayon and oil pastel are made of substances. So this one's made of wax and the other one has oil in it, and they push water away. They won't let the water sink in the paper. So they're protecting the parts of the paper where you drew the snowflakes. That's called wax resist, and that's something you can do with crayons or oil pastels. So I'm going to take my watercolor paints, my cup of water, which is not filled up all the way in case it spills. It's not as big a mess. I only usually put my cup of water halfway or less. Then I take my paintbrush, wipe it off on the edge of the cup, dip into your paint, choose whatever color you want. Don't give your paintbrush a bad hair day, just go gently into your paint. And then you're just going to start painting, and look, the paint won't go in the paper, won't soak in where the crayon was. I'm gonna switch colors to blue. Might be helpful to have another piece of paper under your paper. I probably should have done that. I'm going to go to magenta. Remember, I didn't do too many snowflakes in the middle. more purple. And that is called Wax Resist. Those snowflakes that I drew with my crayon pop right back up. Okay, so now I have to put my background to dry, and when it's dry I'm going to cut out my Sugar Plum Fairy and glue her to the background. Okay. If you're finished early with this project, you can, well, first you should submit it through Google Classroom, the classwork tab on the project called Nutcracker. And then you can do artforkidshub.com. You can do something in your sketchbook if you have one. I may have given you one at school if I was in person with you. Or you can, that's it. That's all you can do. All right, good job today, everybody. I'm gonna show you the finished piece right after this. Have a great day. Bye.